Then we'll move to the our next filter, that is the data source filter. In this one, in the data source filters, so basically, let's say if we want to get something from our data at the data source level, if we want to hide out things at the data source level, then we can actually use the data source filters. Okay, so what I mean by that is, let me just click on the data here and let me go to the data source and let me go to the edit data source filter. So as you can see, I've already taken the filter here. Let me just remove it and show you again. Okay, so in our data earlier, there were basically 4 years data that was given to us. Okay, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. Okay, so for this 4 years of data, we were doing the entire analysis. Okay, and let's say instead of the year of order date, okay, so if I remove this, then I'll get entire analysis for all the 4 years. And let's say if I put this order date again back here and let me select a year here, and from the years, let me select 14 and 15. Okay, and let's say I have to do the analysis for let's say 20 more sheets. Okay, or let's say 20 more worksheets here. I have to do analysis, I have to build 20 more visualizations, and for all the visualization I need to make sure that I use only the um, 2014 and 15 data. Okay, so I'll every time I have to go to a new sheet, I have to select I have to put year as a filter here and select 14 and 15. But what if I can do it at I can do this all at once? In order to do that, I can just simply go to my data, go to the data source, and click here on the edit data source filters. In here, when I add a new filter, and let's say for the order date itself, for the years, let's say in here only, I can just select 14 and 15, and now just closely observe this part. As soon as I click on OK, and as soon as I click on OK here, now only 14 and 15 is something that is showing to us. Okay, so this way, henceforth from here onwards, whichever sheet we'll select or whichever sheet we are going to build will have only 2014 and 2015 data in it. Okay, so this is what I meant. So this is setting up the filter at the data source level itself. What it means is, from here onwards I'll have only 2014 and 15 data. Okay, and it's not necessary that I'll get these values for 14 and 15 and I cannot select any other value. If I want, I can actually select other filters as well. So let's say this is one particular filter. I want to see 2014 and 15 values, and I want to see my analysis for let's say a particular country. And in that particular country, let me just select United States. Okay, sorry, I took customer name. My bad. Um, um, yeah, country name. Sorry. So let's say if I have to select United States here, now you can see as soon as I click OK, all these values will change, and these were all be coming from United States. So there are two filters at the data source level. One is year of order date 2014 and 15, and the other would be country, that is United States. So there are two filters there that I've kept at the data source level, and now when I click on OK, all these values will change, as you can see it now. Okay, Piyush, is that okay now? I think I showed it again, what I did earlier with the date and now with the country. And let me show you one more time with the, let's say, okay, let's say for a product, for a particular product name. Okay, so let me just select from this list. uh, I'm randomly selecting. Okay, it's nothing like that. I'm randomly selected for these products. Okay, and now as soon as I click, you know that again all this data will change. Okay, so in Tableau, our filters are basically worksheet specific. Just remember this thing, and if you are taking some notes, you can write it down. Our filters are always worksheet specific, and our parameters are always workbook specific. Okay, so if I change a filter here, it is going to change in here only. But if I change a parameter anywhere in the dashboard, it is going to affect all the sheets where that parameter is placed. So let's say if I'm putting the year of order date here, so that is not something that will come in here as well until unless I put it. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. Or let's say if I have some other sheet as well, until unless I put that filter here, it is not going to come that way. Okay, so this is something that we put it on every sheet wherever we want to see that particular data. But in here, if you see data source filter that we applied earlier, that is something that is applied to the entire workbook. Okay, but this filter, year of order date, if I want from here, I can just select it to 2015 values as well. Yeah, parameter is something that we haven't done yet, just to make your difference there. Sir. Okay, like when it comes to the data source order, it's the extract filters that are created first, I mean applied first, then your data source filters, then your context filters, then your normal filters. You can just Google it out, that particular thing there. Or let me just, since you asked this, uh, yeah, so the first link you can click, and you can read out this particular tutorial here. It's written, and you'll understand it beautifully once you go through this, like how filters are actually executed in Tableau. That is something that you'll get to know. Okay, you can just go through this particular link. Okay, that is something that I don't want to go in detail, because again it will again being on the topic, but will deviate it from a bit. So you can just go through this link. Okay, yeah. So since we are done with the data source filters, then